This very pastoralic residential neighborhood houses the Jerusalem Institute for Market Studies, which got a lot of media attention recently for an in-depth survey they conducted on the probability of the legalization of cannabis in Israel.
But true that, you know what, you put an idea.
Corinne Sauer is the executive director of the Jerusalem Institute for Market Studies, who has recently published a very comprehensive study about Israel's public opinion about legalizing cannabis.
We decided that it would be good to make a study and to really find out how Israelis felt about cannabis for medical and for recreational use. The survey is actually a copy of the same survey that was done by the PEW Institute in the United States. And when it comes to medical marijuana, actually the results are the same, and about 3/4 of Americans and 3/4 of Israelis are in favor of using cannabis for medical reasons. Now, when it came to recreational use, then there was a big difference because the Americans supported 52%, and in Israel we only found 26% of the people that supported it.
First-time Knesset member Dr. Tamar Zandberg has been very active since she's been elected for the left-wing Meretz party, making headlines for the new bill she's trying to pass to decriminalize cannabis.
Criminalization of cannabis is not only stupid and not only not right, but it also costs a lot of money, both from taxation and enforcement that is actually not needed. I support legalization because it's the right thing to do, but I hope that would give another argument for people who worry. And here, you know, all of a sudden we discovered 1.6 billion shekels that can suddenly come to the government's budget, and that might be a good reason to do so.
Zandberg's very unlikely bedfellow for the decriminalization of cannabis is ultra-right religious Likud Knesset member Moshe Feiglin, who also serves as the Knesset's deputy chairman. At a recent rally in Tel Aviv's Rabin Square, Feiglin was very vocal about letting everyone know that the Jewish tradition has no prohibition against the use of cannabis.
Judaism is about freedom, about free choice, to choose life. This is what it's all about. When you have simple medicine like that, you won't use it. I can't understand that. I can't live with it. The establishment fighting against it. I have no doubt that at the end what's happening all over the world will happening in Israel too. It's about the freedom of the people to feel better. I'm talking about ill people that can cure themselves from pain, and more than just pain. So why not? I can't understand it, can you?
Dr. Barakat Keren is in the forefront of the physicians who believe in prescribing cannabis to patients who need it. Today, to get an appointment with the daring doctor, you will have to wait over 7 months. Although she is probably the only Israeli physician who will openly speak out about her views, she is a representative of a growing number of doctors who secretly think she is right.
Fact is that if more and more people get cannabis because they are pain patients or they are patients who need it, there's going to be cannabis in every household. Cannabis in every household is like legalizing. That's why the Ministry of Health is kind of holding this process. My colleagues, the doctors, they don't feel that they can take the responsibility of so many people using cannabis. They think that the cannabis may be harmful. There's not enough evidence that it isn't harmful. The only thing I can say is look at countries in which cannabis is legal and see, if you compare the time before it was legalized to the time which is after the legalization, there's no difference. Why not make it as easy to get as every other medication? Or if it's not medication, because that's what my colleagues say, and it's right, it didn't go through all these tests that should be. So let everybody that needs it get it. Up to last summer, all the cannabis that was distributed to patients through the Ministry of Health registered. last summer, it was 14,000. Now we don't know.
And there's one more aspect of legalizing cannabis which the JMS study looked into.
Right now, if Israel was to legalize marijuana and tax it at the same level as cigarettes and alcohol, the government will get an extra income of around $1 billion shekel a year. With that, they will also save on law enforcement, on police, and on court expenses. So the total of the extra income that the government could get will be around 1.6 billion shekel a year.
It looks like the report is going to boost a new bipartisan initiative at the Knesset, which just might make Israel one of the growing numbers of countries who decided to legalize cannabis. For JN1, I'm Ron Jacobsohn in the Katamon neighborhood of Jerusalem.